So it has finally stopped raining, and we are building a greenhouse. So it's about 12 foot, maybe 13 foot wide, and about from here it's about 7 to 8 feet tall, and it can get as high as 10 feet. Now, is that going to be the end height and dimensions? It all depends on what we can actually put up there. We can always trim these if we wanted to make it smaller, and we can always trim those as well if we needed to make it shorter, or we can add to it if we need to make it longer by using a 1-inch. We'll use the 1-inch EMT as a base, like this. I believe this is a 1-inch conduit. We can just hammer this down to the ground and then just put it in here and just drill a few holes to lock it in place. So that's it, guys. Let me show you how we bend these. I'm using this Klein tools. It's about 50 bucks, maybe 45. Yeah, it's about 50 bucks. It's a 3/4 inch EMT bender. And since we're doing a 45, the center is gonna be right here. And so how I'm doing this is I'm marking the center of this 10-foot conduit. And so this is your 5-foot mark, and we will be putting that right there. All right, so here we go. It's kind of hard to show with one hand. All right, as always, it's very, very difficult. So there you go. And so there's the mark right there. Doesn't have to be super exact, but that's it. And then the nice thing about this particular tool, it's got stoppers right there at the 45-degree mark. I'll show you how to do this. So we line it up right there. Put our feet right here and just bend until you feel that stopper. Don't bend it after that, because I made a few mistakes. So after that, there you go. Put these like this. And that one is not, it needs to be a little bit more. So we can simply do it like that. That's probably a little too much. Look at that. A little bit more. There we go. There, that is how we bend. So now we're actually gonna build this about 10 feet across. Actually 11. It'll be about 11 and a half, 12 feet on the base. So I made measurements on the back. It looks like we can fit an 11-foot wide greenhouse. And so what we're doing is we're marking 6.5 inches. And that is where we're gonna put the end of that, not the center, but right there at the end. So 6.5. And we're gonna go all the way to 65 degrees. Actually, not just 60. Little bit more than 60. Okay, like that. Unfortunately, there's no stopper for this, so you're just gonna have to look. Right there. So you'll see it. I don't know if you can see that. Just like that. To the 60. Then compare. Look at that. It's nearly perfect right there. Now, if it's a little bit of imperfection, that's fine. Once we start installing it, this can bend a little bit. There we go, guys. That is that. All right, I gotta make a bunch of these. Well, here we go, guys. You see, I made a few mistakes here. This was my practice pieces. See, it went a little bit over when I had the stopper, so wasted one. This is a little bit longer here, which is okay, because we're gonna cut this because this is actually pretty long. I don't think I want this like 12 feet high. It's kind of probably gonna be way too high, and it's gonna be might be a problem when it gets pretty windy. And so there we go, guys. This is part one, and hopefully you find that useful. All right, so we are building a greenhouse, and we are taking all this dirt and moving it to this side right here, because we need to flatten this area right here, and we need a little bit more space to fit this 11-foot wide greenhouse. All right, so between me and my father-in-law and a little bit of help from mom, look at this. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And then we got enough of these big rocks to make more urbanite pathways and stairways. So I wish it was longer. I might have to shorten our greenhouse to like 10 feet. This one's about 11 feet. So we'll see. Maybe I can get away with 11 feet. It'll just kind of like be a little bit on this side, and I can just maybe create a shelf, like a short shelf, and be able to get away with that. We shall see. And I gotta clear this out right here, move that dirt this way. So that's the building of this pretty big sized greenhouse for a DIY homeowner who's not like a nursery business. It's because we wanna grow our own trees, guys, and we wanna hasten the growth of our fruit trees, particularly mangoes. And so see, that greenhouse is gonna go all the way here, starting maybe around this area and pushing back all the way there. So I need to clear this area right here. All right, we got pretty flat area. We got some nice ingredients for mango dirt. And I think we will be able to fit this 11.5-foot greenhouse right here, from this area to there. All right, guys, this is my greenhouse build, and I think it's a little too tall. I don't know, you let me know. I think that's probably 12 feet right there, maybe 11 feet up that center right there. And each of these posts are 6 feet on center, so that would be 12, that'd be 24, another one 24, that'll be 30. So one more there, 30, and then another one here will be make it 36. And we can expand a little bit further out that way if we need to. So this is about 11 feet by 30 feet, and I know it's not level yet, but I can always do that after. Just want to get these posts in the ground, start this framing, and we'll be putting up these 2x4s up the top and up down, over at the sides, and right here we will make the door and a framework for the fan, and then an exhaust vent over that to that side. And then we will make it so probably where we can have additional venting just in case we do need it. I think I have some windows in the back to be able to do stuff like that. Wish me luck, guys. It was so hot today. It was like 100 degrees out here, and there was no way. I had to do this right when the sun has come down. It's still in the 80s right now, and still kind of sweating. So that's our greenhouse build, and I am so excited for it, and hoping that I can finish this before the temperature drops, especially the nighttime and morning temps. Once it gets below 60s, I want to be able to get them in here, all the mango trees in here. I don't know what happened. I must have forgotten to charge my phone, so I wasn't able to show you guys the process of putting this up. You need 2 people because this is just too unwieldy for one person, and you're probably just gonna end up breaking this. So I needed some help. I was able to get it. First, what we're gonna do is we gotta get this end piece leveled on both sides. Same thing with the end piece over there, and find the height that we want on both ends. That's all we got to do, and then we'll run a string line through this line all the way over there, and we just got to match all those lines up, and we'll lock it in place with a self-tapping screw right here, and we're good to go. And then we'll run these boards on one part right here and one right in the middle. All right, I thought it'd be a good idea to show you what a self-tapping screw is. So this is a self-tapping screw. You can see right there, it's like a drill, okay? And this can drill through metal. So right here, I kind of got it started already, but just got to make sure, be careful doing this, because sometimes it slips and then you'll stab yourself. And so one thing that I do is I use this one or two fingers right here to hold on to, because you do need to put pressure. And I don't know if you could see. Let me widen this. Ooh, like that. Okay. So it's just like this, right? And then just kind of get it started. And then it's good to learn how to control the driver. Okay, you don't want to just press it and pray and push, right? You got to take control and just kind of like ease up, right? Because this thing, see, you can really control the speed by how hard you press. Okay, you see that? If you just continuously do it, it's gonna mess up on you. So, all right, now we gotta find the height. Since we drilled through that first part, we gotta find the height that we want. Da-da-dum. That's a good height right there. Right there. That's it. See that? That's not gonna go anywhere. Okay. Now we gotta do it to the other end. So this is how I did it. You know, the line that we drew, measuring from there as a reference. And usually for this, I'll get a string level, but I can't find it. So just gotta get creative and just use this level right here. And so just like that. And remember, this doesn't have to be like super perfect. And there's your level right there. Okay, and we're good to go. We'll do the same thing all the way in the very end. right, here we go. So you see how it's starting to like show that. Look at that. Okay. And then we got this 2x4. I wanted to get the 20-footer, but I can't fit it in my car safely. I mean, I can, but it's just, you know, on top of my car, on the roof rack, but it's too dangerous. So this is a 14-footer right here. Actually, this is a 16-footer, 2x4. We'll put one on top. Yeah, just one more on top. And we'll get a 2x6 that's pressure treated on the bottom right here. And we're pretty much getting there. All right, let me know what you think, guys. See you on the next episode. Like, comment, and subscribe, and see you on the next episode, guys.